district matchup between the South Lafourche Tarpons and the Assumption Mustangs. Casey Gisclair here with Coach Brian Callais. Brian, a lot has changed since you and I last did radio together on Wednesday. My goodness, a lot has changed. The Tarpons are going to be taking on the Assumption Mustangs tonight in a big matchup. The Tarpons are 3-3 on the season. The Mustangs are 2-4. And, Brian, the news broke on Thursday that South Lafourche football coach B.J. Young would not be available to coach tonight's game. The sitting or acting head coach tonight will be Coach Scott Sanamo. Been an interesting week. Starts with fall break. Then you have, some interesting things happen during the week. Be a big, how can I say this, test for how the Tarpons handle adversity tonight against the Mustangs. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be up to the challenge. But I'm curious to see how the fish swim tonight in some choppy waters.
Well, look, first of all, I think the right decision was made with by the South Lafourche administration getting Coach Scott Sanamo to step in as the acting head coach tonight. And, look, it could pose a few problems early on with that. Scott Sanamo was one of the coaches that would signal the plays in. Tonight, we got word he's going to be calling the plays. So who is going to signal the plays in? Now, it's a lot different with a headset on, listen to Coach Young, call the play, and signal. You have to now be a step ahead in calling these plays. And when all else fails, stick to what you do best. And I think with Coach Rafe plays on the sideline, maybe let's run the football.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And because Coach Young can dial up these passing plays that would get these receivers open. And it's part of the plan tonight. But if it's at the beginning of the game, if it's not going the way you want it to go, just get back. Let's run the football and establish the run, then go from there.
How much do you think, in your estimation, it helps that a lot of your leaders on offense are seniors? This is not a young football team. Josh Mack is a multi-year starter. Terrence is a multi-year starter. Meathead's not in the lineup tonight, but multi-year starter. Dre Hughes, multi-year contributor. Jarvis been playing since the 9th grade. Like, these are dudes who have all played 30-plus varsity high school football games. I think that helps a little bit more as opposed to if you had a 9th grader at quarterback or, a situation where it was a very young team. I think the experience can't do anything but help tonight, right?
It helps out tremendously because if you have a play that may not go the way you want it to go, the kids are going to look to the sideline for Coach Young. But these guys have been in the system for 3 or 4 years. And I was texting Coach Young yesterday evening just saying, trust that the way you prepared your team this week, that they're going to play well tonight. And I think they will. But it makes a big difference when you have that senior leadership that'll help you out.
Tell me about the Assumption Mustangs. You watched a little more film than what I have. I know personnel-wise, they got Zion Willoughby, who's going to be their quarterback, Jace McBride. Like, they got some dudes that could do some damage. But it is not quite as strong of an Assumption team in years past because they've had a bunch of injuries. Now, we'll see. They're getting a little healthier. Will they have opportunities to bring some kids back tonight? I don't know. We'll find out as the broadcast goes on. But it's an Assumption team that, frankly, has been fighting injuries throughout the course of the year.
Yeah, I think you're right. They can be possibly getting some guys back that we haven't seen on film yet this year. But, look, if I was the Tarpons on defensive side, let's stop the run and force them to throw the football. And I think if that happens, you're going to like where you stand in the end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that for sure. This is a big district contest. This is a big PowerPoint contest. The Tarpons win tonight. They will get to their 4th win of the season, which would be big for them. Heading into, frankly, a favorable stretch. Look, I think that you're favored tonight. The coaching situation throws a little bit of a monkey wrench into that. But there's no other way around it. You're going to be favored against Morgan City. You're going to be favored against Ellender. You get all 3 of these next games, you're 6-3. And if you're 6-3 heading into Lutcher at home, you can maybe be playing for a spot where you might have a home playoff game. Like, you're going to be in position. we'll see if the Tarpons can take care of business in the next month or so and put themselves in a good spot.
Absolutely. It's the next 3. You got to take care of business and do what you should do. You be, like you mentioned, favored to win these next 3 games.
So let's go ahead and thank some of our sponsors for allowing us to be here and remind everybody our injury report and injury timeouts are brought to you by Thibodaux Regional Medical Center, a leader in bringing the latest and best technology to our region. Now, let's just get it right out of the way. Landon Dardar is out tonight. He is dressed, but he's not in pads. He's walking on a crutch. He's out tonight. Jack Castaneda is out tonight, but we're being told there's a chance Jack could get back next week against Morgan City. Coin toss tonight we brought to you by State Bank and Trust Company. Banking you can count on, member FDIC. Starting offensive lineups brought to you by Lady of the Sea General Hospital, compassionate medicine close to home. Starting defensive lineups brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. Home team first downs are brought to you by Golden Motors, where price is priority. Kickoffs are brought to you by PMC Insurance, specializing in home, auto, and much more. Scoreboard updates tonight will be brought to you by Patriot Marine Services. Tackles for a loss, we hope there's a bunch. It'll be brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. And when the Tarpons in the red zone, it's going to be brought to you by the Joe Septic Contractors Red Zone. Painting the town red, one porta potty at a time.
Before we head into our first break, we can go ahead and introduce the third man in the booth with us tonight, Parker Callais.
Say hello, Parker.
Hi.
Parker, who do you think is going to win the game tonight?
Lafourche.
Okay.
Say that again.
Lafourche.
What you expecting from the Tarpons tonight?
That they're gonna win.
Straight
You want to give us a score?
24-18.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. The Swami here
take it.
says 24-18 Tarpons.
You got to give some shout-outs real quick.
Yeah. So, my mom and my dad, thank you for letting me be here. My amazing sister, Madison. My 3 dogs, Rue, Tabasco, and Tasso. And my small little hamster, Gumbo. And I can't forget about Uncle Scott and the man who might have won me the fishing rodeo for my school, Mr. Austin.
Good job, dude.
Caught some fish this morning with Mr. Austin.
Said
Yep.
amazing sister. Y'all get along all the time or just sometimes?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I love the honesty. Let's catch a break. When we get back, we'll keep the pregame train rolling. It is Football Friday here in Napoleonville. We'll be right back on KLEB. Okay, they said that they are not hearing you, Brian. So is your mic, do we ought to do the same thing to yours that you did to mine? to Assumption High School. Casey Gisclair here with Coach Brian Callais. We are about, I don't know what's on the clock, about 20 minutes away from the opening kick between the Tarpons and the Mustangs. And
let's take a Billy Joe check.
Oh, yeah. Let us know. We made some adjustments. The folks listening said that they were not able to hear Brian. Let us know. I do think we fixed that issue during the commercial break. Tarpons are warming up. They'll be in their home whites tonight, Assumption in the all-black. We are in Week 7, and we are getting ready for that final stretch run of the season. Let me ask you this, Brian. With Dardar out of the lineup tonight, and BJ told us on Wednesday, he said, look, man, very likely we're not going to see him tonight, which we're not. Very likely we're not going to see him next week against Morgan City. Even a possibility beyond that against Ellender. I think they're kind of pinpointing a Week 10 against Letcher. And I think the most important thing for Dardar right now is, look, he's been playing, and this has kind of been the routine. Playing, re-injuring himself, then getting back, playing, re-injuring himself, getting. I think now the focus is, and rightfully great job by the staff, let's get you all the way right before we get you back on the field.
Yeah, because when you look at it, tonight's game, it's not as important as Week 10 and 11, that first week in the playoffs. That's
Absolutely.
where you want your guys healthy. So I think it's a smart decision here to hold them out, and maybe even next week, and who knows, even the next, and have them come back for that last game against Letcher.
Let me ask you this, and this is something that nobody is probably thinking about except me because I'm kind of a weirdo. By the way, we're told that they got you now, B. But Will Broussard came on, and he was talking to us about, hey, man, I'm used to coaching against BJ, and I'm kind of familiar with his offense, and I've coached against him. And he was talking to us about what that looks like and what that feels like. Deep down, be honest, I know that he doesn't want to be facing BJ tonight. BJ is a mastermind play caller. But he's probably a little nervous, like, what the heck is Sanamo going to do today? I'm sure there's a little bit of uneasiness because it is the great unknown now for Assumption, too.
Yeah, it is. But, look, if Coach Broussard knows Coach Young well enough, he knows that this team is going to be prepared and that Coach Sanamo is going to have a plan for him to follow. But you're right. Certain little things throughout the game. Do you call a timeout here? Do you take the penalty? Do you decline the penalty? There's different things, and I'm curious to see how this game's going to start. If Assumption comes and punches the Tarpons in the mouth, how will this team respond without their head coach on the sideline?
Very good point and very well said for sure. Let's go ahead and thank some more of our sponsors, get to our sponsor sheet, and thank State Bank and Trust Company, banking you could count on, member FDIC. Regional Homes of Raceland, leading the Southeast in manufactured home excellence. Patriot Marine Services, LLC, providing a full range of maritime transportation, project management, and logistics services. Thibodeau Regional Health System, a leader in bringing the latest and best technology to our region. Duck Fab, a leader in quality duck fabrication and custom ducts, exhaust, and wall sheeting installation. Lafourche Parish Fire District Number 3, smoke detectors save lives. Install yours today. Stay safe and plan smart. And one more, GIS, Grand Isle Shipyard, putting people first. Let's go ahead and take another 3-minute break. When we get back, we'll get you your home team starting lineup brought to you by Lady of the Sea. Your home team defensive lineups brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. We are about 15 minutes away. Luke will be back in 3. Tarpons and Mustangs here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. What happened? Casey Gisclair here with Coach Brian Callais. Hope everybody's enjoying themselves tonight. We've got a fun matchup that'll be coming up in roughly 10 or so minutes, and it's going to be the South Lafourche Tarpons and the Assumption Mustangs. Before we get to Brian's keys to victory both ways, we're going to get our home team starting lineup that is going to be brought to you by Lady of the Sea General Hospital on the South Lafourche offensive side. And I'm pulling up my home team starting lineup, which I have in my phone and I can't find. There we go. Starting with the Tarpon offense, at quarterback tonight will be Josh Mack. At running back tonight, Andravian Hughes. At wide receiver tonight with Dre not in the lineup, it's going to be Terrence Petrie, Landon Jarvis, and Ogel, number 3 Ogel. Haven Green is going to be a tight end. The offensive line, Bo Georges, Darius Allen, Carter Callais, Drake Terrebonne, and Sawyer Wells. That is the starting 11 for the Tarpon offense. And let me ask you this. With the coaching situation being what it is, what would you do? And look, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just asking an opinion here. But what would you do tonight? Would you want to play defense, or would you want Coach Santamo to jump right into the fire and start calling some plays and take the ball?
You know, I didn't – of all the things this week going on and – trying to, go through your mind, the broadcast, and that's one thing I didn't even think about. And that's a great point where
I want the ball. I want him diving in.
I was getting ready to say, yes, I think I would want to go with the ball. But look, man, it's going to there's a lot of things that are going to happen in its first 5-6 minutes of its first quarter, especially if the Tarpons do get the ball, was how are they going to signal their plays in? Is Coach Santamo going to still try to signal the plays and call it, which would be tough because you got to stay a play ahead. And, look, if you get into the game and in the first drive or so, if you get a delay a game, relax. Don't, it's a long game, and just get it figured out, and we'll see, because this coaching staff may have had one day to prepare and decide who's going to do what. So it could have a factor, but the bottom line, man, just settle down and play. If the Tarpons come out here and play the way they're capable of playing, no problems.
On the defensive side, your starting defensive lineup brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation for South Lafourche tonight. At end, Braxton Petrie. At nose, Wyatt Gaspar. At the other end, Ryder Bruce. At the Mike linebacker, Tucker Dauntam. The Will linebacker, Isaiah Duncan. The Sam linebacker, Tyrese Edwards. The Rover tonight, Joao Arujo. The free safety, Yair Torres. The strong safety, Rez Due. Corner, Dre Hughes. And the other corner, Jaden Lee. Should be a lot of fun. And that's your offensive and defensive starting lineups. On the offensive side, brought to you by Lady of the Sea. On the defensive side, brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation.
Starters are being announced for the Mustangs.
Yep. We'll see if Assumption could get a little early momentum. It has been not quite as strong of a season for them as what they're used to. But they are in position, and Will Broussard comes on every week on play-by-play, and he says, hey, look, yeah, we are 2-4. We're 2-1 in district. So they are above 500 in district play, actually ahead of the Tarpons in the district standings, and we'll see if they could build that advantage tonight.
One thing, the Tarpon players, I don't know if Coach Young made it aware to them that he's going to be in attendance in the stands, or –
that I don't know.
And we should have – been curious to find that out, because you don't want the players to be looking up in the stands and
yeah. And I know BJ wouldn't want that either.
Oh no, not at all.
He's gonna want them to focus, and look, we've had a chance to speak with him before the game in good spirits, and unfortunate situation, we all learn from it. That's what I talked about on play-by-play today. Everybody's got to learn from it, and it's gonna be a fun night tonight. Hopefully the Tarpons could rally and go ahead and get a big dub tonight.
Yeah, and look, we have 100% confidence in this coaching staff to get the job done tonight. It's just, it may look a little different at the beginning, but then hopefully after that first drive, it's all back.
Yeah, Coach Santamo's going to be ready to roll. He's going to have those boys ready to roll, and we're looking forward to seeing what it looks like for sure. Brian, as the teams are about ready to take the field, my clock says 6:53 p.m. What are some keys to victory, good sir? What do the Tarpons have to do to get their 4th win of the season, matching last season's win total?
I think on defense first. Let's start on defense. Stop the run. They got Assumption has some athletes. Contain them. Don't let the plays get to the outside. Force everything back toward the middle of the field. Put pressure on the quarterback, and I think right now let him throw the football. I think the run has to be stopped first. Offense, stay ahead of the chains. You don't want to get in obvious pass situations where they know you're throwing the football and they can come with blitz. Coach Will Broussard's defense, he loves to put pressure. And he applies pressure. It can come from different parts of the field. So just play fundamental and just control your emotions.
I talked about that one all day today on Play-by-Play. I don't know if you had a chance to hear it, but, yeah, I think that's the number one key to the game tonight. If you're a Tarpon player, you don't have to do anything extra tonight. You don't have to do anything abnormal. Just play your game tonight. Yeah,
it's like we're playing this for Coach Young. No, go play it for you. Yeah, play it for the brother on the side of you and have fun.
100%. I think that's very profound and very, very well said. Mustangs are taking the field. The Tarpons are going to be joining them in just a second. Oh, here comes Big Blue. And we'll get our coin toss brought to you by State Bank. Tarpons are going to be on the visiting sidelines. A little different here, a one-sided stadium. And I got to tell you, not a very big crowd in that one side of the stadium. The Mustangs didn't travel all that well, and the Tarpons did okay considering the drive. But there is a lot of room in the bleachers. Usually that's the concern in a one-sided stadium, but no. There's a lot of room in these bleachers tonight.
It's a big stadium.
So we'll get our coin toss brought to you by State Bank. I could assure you the coin toss will not be dropped tonight.
Never has.
Never has, never will. And as I say that, he's probably going to drop it. I'm going to jinx him tonight.
And looking across, it just looks so weird.
Yeah.
With no bleachers across the way.
It's very spooky, isn't it? Just seeing like all that open area. Like for those not familiar, it is literally a cane field that is out there. And by the way, the Tarpon captains is going to be Terrence Petrie, Josh Mack, and Sawyer Wells. For the Mustangs, it's going to be Caleb Davis and Zion Willoughby.
Edwards, number 9.
Well, I remember when this was a grass field, the gnats on that sideline were pretty
rough, huh?
Number 7, Zion Willoughby, and number 3, Caleb Davis.
I think Willoughby was going to be one of the guys the Tarpons are going to have to contain.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the dudes on the Assumption side.
Tomorrow morning, Sports Corner, we on the road.
We sure are. We're going to be out there at Golden Motors. We'll be enjoying. It's their trunk or treat. Got a car show. And they got 2 knuckleheads doing radio from 10 to 12. We'll be looking forward to that.
I wonder who.
Looks like the coin toss is still in process. Mr. Kevin Claymont, who's an awfully good one, is our wide hat official today. And I think he's going to give a little extra language to these guys before the game. Just let them know, hey, man, look, I know it's an emotional game. I know it's been an emotional week. Let's just have a good, clean one today. And frankly, I'm excited to see Mr. Kevin at this ball game tonight.
The toss was not dropped.
No, it never has been.
Looks like Assumption has won the toss.
Will, I would guess, would be a defer guy. Put his defense on the field first. Let's see.
I think you are correct.
Assumption has won the toss. And they are deferring. So South Lafourche will have the ball first.
Mustangs won the toss and deferred.
So the Tarpons will have their first crack at offense when the game goes live. But first we'll get our national anthem and maybe a pregame prayer. One thing I'm going to have to ask Brian for his help with tonight is seeing the time on the clock. That scoreboard is all the way out there. It's a little rough. I got to stick my head out of the box.
I can do that for you.
Gentlemen, would you please stand?
Let's go ahead and pause for the pregame invocation and the playing of the national anthem.
Member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and remain standing in order to honor America by the playing of our national anthem under the direction of Mr. Casey Bateman and the field leadership of Gavin Richard.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and the opportunity to compete. Grant safety to every player and guide us to play with integrity, courage, and respect. May our actions reflect honor, discipline, and gratitude for the gifts you have given us. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
All right, let's go. We got Tarpons and we got Mustangs with South Lafourche getting the opening kickoff. Let's have some fun here from beautiful Napoleonville. Mustangs are in their home all black with the red trim, and of course they got the pink decor with the breast cancer awareness. The Tarpons are in their home whites with the blue pants with the pink trim for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Special teams will be very interesting tonight. Coach Chandler Guitros told us on play-by-play today. He said, hey, look, Assumption tries a lot of tricks. They do some onside kicks. They do some short kicks. Be very interested to see if right out of the gate they try some shenanigans.
And that's another point you bring it up. Coach Sanamo was normally in charge of the special teams. Is that something he's going to continue doing tonight? From the looks of it, it was. He had them on the sideline.
So the phrase that Coach Guitros said is there's a little bit extra on everybody's plate, but mostly everybody's doing the same thing. So I would think special teams would mostly still be Coach Sanamo's. Wilson Gutierrez will be the kicker. The Tarpons have some guys up. They're expecting a short kick. They got some hands guys, Terrence and some of them boys on the front lines. Actually, not Terrence, but Haven, Ogel. We got some receivers on them front lines.
Number 2, Dre Hughes.
Bull Robert.
Yep.
And Landon Jaws.
So, let's have some fun. The ball's on the tee. The whistle has blown. And we got 48 minutes of football here from Napoleonville. We are on a left-to-right kickoff just north of 7 o'clock, officially underway. A line drive wobbly kick takes a big old Sunday hop. Will be fielded by Jarvis at the 30. Look out. Jarvis bouncing outside. 40, 50, 45, 40, and he's going to go out of bounds, get hit late. Yeah, it's a good call by the officials. He got hit late on the sideline. So that'll go from the 35 all the way to the 20. I think the Tarpons' first snap of the game will be from the Joe Septic red zone.
That'll take a lot of pressure off of Coach Sanamo right now.
We think it's a late hit on the sideline on Jarvis. I do think that that's a pretty clear and easy one. We await the verdict. And maybe that's why the Mustangs try onside kicks.
Yeah.
And it is dead ball, personal foul on the Mustangs. So that'll move it from the 37 to the 22, just outside of the red zone. First and 10 for the Tarpons, just outside of the red zone. Dre Hughes will be in the backfield with Mac Ball in the right hash. Tarpons shuffling some personnel. Terrence Petrie in the slot. Inside handoff to Hughes. Getting inside the 20, will lower his shoulder about the 16. That's a gain of about 6 on first down.
Good cut by Hughes. Not much up the middle. Kind of bent it, the run to the outside. Picked up good 6 yards.
Over the middle. Picked up about 7 yards. It would be second and 3.
So second and about 3.
Bumpering on the tackle for the Mustangs.
For the Tarpons. Ball right in the middle of the field. Hughes flanked out. Inside handoff to Jarvis. Bouncing outside. Now cutting in near the first down sticks. It'll depend on the spot. They'll be a little short. So it'll be third and about 1.
Looked like Jarvis could have got to the outside a little quicker. Mustangs did a good job of coming up.
1. On the stop.
Third down and 1. Comes with the hard count. Play clocks are not operational right now, so we'll have to keep our eyes on the officials. Inside handoff to Hughes. He's got the first down inside the 10. It'll be first and goal.
Hughes off the left side picks up a Tarpon first down.
Good job of that Tarpon offensive front. They're moving that line of scrimmage.
We're hitting it on the stop.
So it'll be first and goal from the 9-yard line in the Joe Septic red zone. Ball on the left hash. Tarpons are going to hand it to Hughes, and he's going to waltz into the end zone. It is 6-0 South Lafourche, and Dravian Hughes punching it in. Big old hole from the offensive line. Dre hit the hole, and he's getting a ride from his offensive line. The Tarpons strike first.
Yeah, nice job. Short field gives this offense a lot of confidence here.
Serrano will attempt the extra point.
Wilbert Serrano will attempt the extra point.
Snap is high, kick is up, and it is good. That's an excellent job by the holder for the Tarpons, Bo Robert. South Lafourche adds 7. It's 7-0. We'll be back in 1 minute with Assumption's try here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.
The Gallagher way.
Wilbert Serrano kicking for the Tarpons.
Tarpons get a touchdown and now a kickoff to the sideline. Very good placement by Serrano. Caught at the 15. On the sidelines, trying to bounce outside. Hit and dropped at the 25 is Preston. Good kick coverage from the Tarpons, and Assumption will play a first and 10.
Nice job by the Tarpons getting down there quick. Only allowed the carry of, 10-yard gain?
Yep, and really good kick. Almost like a little coffin corner kick there by Serrano, pinning him on the sideline. So first and 10 ball at the 26-yard line, and that's where Zion Willoughby will be leading his guys out.
Tarpons go 4 plays, 22 yards. for the 7-0 lead.
We wait the first snap of the ball game for the Mustangs. Willoughby. Be an inside handoff, breaking through the line of scrimmage. Not much, maybe a gain of 1 or 2.
Nice job by the Tarpon backers filling in.
So bring up 2nd down and 8.
Braxton Petrie on the stop. Bring up a 2nd and 8.
Braxton Petrie on the stop for South Lafourche. Willoughby in the gun, ball in the left hash. We'll throw it to the sidelines. Tarpon's trying to rally to the ball, making a man misses the receiver and getting out of bounds near the sticks. That's number 1, Preston. I think he does have the first down.
You can tell the Mustang to watch some film.
Yep, very simple. Just throw it out there and one-on-one.
Runs him out of bounds for the Tarpons. Bring up a 1st and 10.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Willoughby in the gun. Tarpon sending some pressure. It's a little stretch run. The Tarpons are all over. It's a tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. And a school of fish were on that tackle, 53-44.
Hey, Bull Georges did a great job along with Edwards, Tyrese Edwards.
Yep. Tucker Dantan was one of the Tarpons in on the stop as well.
Tucker Dantan on the stop for the Trojans.
So 2nd down and, well, they say no gain. So 2nd down and 10. 8:28 and counting in the opening quarter. Mustangs trying to answer a South Lafourche score. Willoughby will throw it as far as he can down the field. He's got a guy. It's caught by Preston. That might be a house call. Tarpons are chasing him. They'll tackle him at about the 6. It looked like the Tarpon secondary member slipped on the hitch.
He did.
And then on the go, there was nobody there.
Flag.
There is a flag, and it'll be roughing the passer on South Lafourche, so they'll add to it. But a trip in the secondary really caused the big play. They'll add to it. The ball will go from the 6 to the 3, have the distance to the goal. Another one of those where we were following the ball. We didn't see the hit after, but they do move it into about the 3.5-yard line.
Yeah, the Tarpon, they bit on that hitch and go and slipped in their recovery.
See if the Mustangs could punch it in here. They had a little confusion with their personnel. Now Willoughby will hand it off up the middle, and they'll drive into the end zone for a touchdown. That's number 3, KLEB Davis. So Assumption answers South Lafourche's score with a score. Now, Assumption doesn't kick extra points, Brian. I don't know if you heard that or not this morning, but they do not kick extra points. It looks like they're going to just be going for 2 right out of the gate here.
That was Davis?
Yes,
Yeah.
KLEB Davis. Mustangs' kicking situation has been not good. They go for 2 just about every time, which makes this a huge play. We'll decide who's going to be winning the game after this play. Ball at the 3-yard line. Willoughby will roll out to the right. Looking to throw, now looking to run. He's in. So the Mustangs are going to get 8 after the Tarpons get 7, and Assumption holds a 1-point lead. The Tarpons will try to answer. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Mustangs will be kicking it away.
Willoughby kind of shut me up, huh? Force him to throw the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, the slip helped, but yeah, it was a good play call for sure. A little bouncy, wobbly kick. That's taking a little English, little backspin.
I think the Tarpons have it.
I've never seen a kickoff do that. It bounced at the 33, then almost like a pitching wedge. It just checked up. And I do think the Tarpons fell on it, but boy, they were fortunate there.
Yes.
Coach Broussard's on the field saying, hey, we got the ball, but I think the officials disagree. And the Tarpons will play a 1st and 10 from the 36. Mack will be in the gun. Assumption's defense got to get on the field. The Tarpons are on the ball. Mack tries the hard count. They don't offer. 4-receiver shotgun set, ball in the right hash. Mack will look to throw. Shoots it down the middle of the field. Hughes is wide open. Golden Motors first down, and Dravian Hughes. Chance to have a breakout game today, Dre, with Meathead out of the lineup. There's a big pitch and catch. Down to the Assumption 40.
Nice job by Mack getting that ball to Hughes.
Yep, really pretty throw. Good route from Dre. 7:33 and counting in the opening quarter of a game that the Mustangs lead 8-7 if you're just tuning in. Side handoff to Hughes. Picking through the line will be stopped at the 33. That's another gain of about 6-7 yards. The Tarpons will take that all night long. And the thing that's going to be frustrating for Will is they have a lot of bodies in the box, and the Tarpons are still running through it.
Yeah, because the Tarpon offensive line is moving that line of scrimmage.
And look, we can go ahead and say the Tarpons have a huge size advantage.
Yeah.
Just look at that defensive line for Assumption. It's a bunch of defensive end type bodies. Big size edge for the guys in the white jerseys. Mack will hand it to Dre. Dre will bounce outside. He's got room. 30, 25. Cutting inside, lowers his shoulder at the 21. That is a Golden Motors first down.
Right side, picked up a Tarpon first down.
And you could see with Meathead out of the lineup, Dre's a big part of the plan, and so far so good. He has been good as a receiver and as a back tonight.
And Dre does such a great job of hitting the hole, and if it's not there, he's so quick to bounce it to the outside.
21-yard line.
Just outside the Joe Septic red zone from the 21-yard line, Mack will look to throw. It's to Petrie at the 16, and I think he caught it with his knee on the ground. Little unfortunate for Terrence. No opportunity for a catch and run, but he did secure the catch. He picks up about 4 into the Joe Septic red zone.
It'll bring up 2nd and 6.
Ball on the left hash. 5:43 and counting in the opening quarter. Hughes has 1 touchdown on the afternoon or evening. Let's see if the Tarpons could get a second on the board. Mack, play action, throws it out to Haven Green, who's wide open, but he dropped it. He was standing at the 16-yard line, bounced off of his shoulder pad.
He had to turn back just a little, and that kind of affected his ability to catch the football.
I would think this would be a 2-down situation for the Tarpons. We'll see. On 3rd down and about 6 yards. Ball at the 17-yard line. Tarpons got to get to about the 12.5 or so. Or the 11.5, rather. That's where the sticks would be. Hughes is in motion. They're shuffling the personnel. Petrie flanked out to the left now. They hand it to Hughes, picking through the line. He's got a first down inside the 10 to about the 6. It's another Golden Motors first down. Big surge from the offensive line, and a good job by Dre hitting the hole hard.
He does what a lot of these backs do, put his hand on the offensive lineman, kind of working his way through.
And look, Dre's playing receiver primarily for this team because that's his easiest path on the field. Dre's naturally a running back. You could just see he does have those running back instincts. It'll be 1st and goal from the 6. Mack will keep this one on the outside, and I think he'll get in. That's a Tarpon touchdown. Josh Mack on the zone read, and Big Blue strikes again. It's 13-8 pending the try.
Nice read by Mack. And he's quick too. Turned it up the field.
I think a good decision here by the Tarpon coaching staff. Don't go chase them points. Just keep making your sevens. They're going to bring Serrano out.
Sereno will attempt the extra point.
Waiting for the extra point. Snap is there. Serrano's kick is up, and it is right down the middle. So the Tarpons get 7. They retake the lead. We'll see if the defense can get a stop, and we're back in 1 minute here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.
Jermaine Jamison is back for the Mustangs.
Tarpons kick it away. It's a good kick in the corner. They'll be caught at about the 11-yard line, working it up the field. Hit and dropped at about the 25-yard line. That's Preston again. And look, Tarpons are starting to figure out how to pin those opponents back deep. That's a big luxury. That's something that they struggled with in years past, but 2 straight times they pin them back all the way to the 25.
It all starts with that kick.
Yep. Now we'll see if the defense could get a little push and maybe even get a stop here in the late stages of the first quarter. 4:37 to go in the first quarter. Edie White and Lutcher are tied 7 apiece. Scoreboard update brought to you by Patriot Marine Services. Vanderbilt leading 14-0 in their matchup. Willoughby will sling it out to the outside. Tarpons are rallying to the ball and are going to miss a tackle. How far is the receiver going to run? 40, 45, 50. Man, they had the wide receiver that's 29 in a box, Samaya Miles, but he got outside, made a man miss, and got all the way to midfield, gain of 25. That's one that's going to annoy Coach Woods on the defensive side, but, man, you had him pinned in.
And a good job by Jaden Lee getting the tackle and not hitting the runner out of bounds. He held up and just laid off the hit.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at midfield. Willoughby will sling it out to the sideline again. This time the Tarpons are rallying. They'll push him out of bounds, but another nice gain of about 4, actually about 5. That was number 2, Jones on the grab.
And right now the Mustangs are taking these short passes just like some runs on first down.
We'll bring up a 2nd and 4.
So Assumption staying ahead of the chains. Can the Tarpons force a big play and throw them back against the sticks? It's been all offense so far in a 14-8 game. Willoughby in the gun, ball in the right hash. Inside handoff, the Tarpons are all over it. Now can they bring him down? They cannot, just dragging the pile. They had him at the line of scrimmage, but Caleb Davis keeps pushing. He gets across the 40 to the 39, and that's a first down.
Coach Woods not very happy. The defense is failing, but they're getting pushed back.
3:33 and counting in the opening quarter. Dre will check in on the defensive side. The Tarpons were trying to avoid that tonight with him playing running back. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and defense is struggling a little bit. Willoughby waiting on the snap. Play action. He'll throw it out on a wheel, and it's caught. What a catch. Tarpons had coverage there, but Caleb Davis catches it on the sideline right around the 19-yard line. Rez Due was right there. Just a perfectly placed ball by Willoughby.
He put the ball on the Tarpons' 19-yard line.
So much for making him throw.
Willoughby needs to look up here and say, I see you, Coach Callais. No, that was a beautiful throw there. Not bad coverage from South Lafourche. 1st and 10 from the 19. Stretch run to the outside. Tarpons trying to string it out. They'll get about 3 or so. Shoved out of bounds. That was 29 on the carry, Miles.
Miles around the right side.
Good job by the Tarpons. Tucker Dantin.
By Dantin for the Tarpons.
Tried to turn the corner on a short side of the field run. Maybe they would have been better served trying that one on the other side. But it'll be a 2nd down and about 7 for the Stangs. Maybe the Tarpons get a little pressure, maybe a little sack, some penetration, just any sort of positive play here. Willoughby. Under pressure, it's a screen. It's caught. The Tarpons are rallying, but again, can't bring them down to the ground. The ball was caught around the 15-yard line and just breaking through tackles all the way to the 5. There was Jones on the grab, number 2.
The Tarpons in position.
They're not tackling.
No.
And that's going to frustrate the heck out of Mike Woods because his guys are in the right spots. They're just not bringing the ball carriers to the ground. It'll be 1st and goal from about the 4.5-yard line. High snap, inside handoff, picking through the line of scrimmage is number 3, Davis. He didn't get in. He got closer, got about 2 yards to the 2-yard line.
Off the left side.
1:55 and counting in the opening quarter. Tell you what, Assumption better be careful. Those snaps are getting a little higher, a little wider. Willow be doing a good job corralling them. And Dravian Hughes just limped off the field.
The ball is on the 2-yard line.
Tush-push formation for the Mustangs. They'll push, they'll drive, and I think they'll get in for a touchdown. Let's see. Yep, they're in. So Assumption will tie it 14-14 pending the try. And the South Lafourche defense do a wake-up call right now. It's been rough. Remember, the Mustangs do not kick extra points. They converted their first 2-point conversion. If you stop them here, it will still be even.
That tush push, how you stop that?
I don't know. I don't know. Can the Tarpons get a big stop here? It's Davis in the backfield with Willoughby in the gun. Man in motion. Be a stretch run to the outside. He'll throw it, and it's batted down. So the Tarpons will get the stop. Good job holding firm on the defensive side on the 2-point play. And we're tied 14 apiece in the late first quarter. We'll be right back in 1 minute with South Lafourche's turn here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.
Losing the carries to kick for the Mustangs.
127.
Tell you what, we better tighten up on defense.
Deep is Blanco Gel and Landon Jarvis.
Welcome back. It's a wobbly kick. Be caught at around the 20-yard line working up the field as Jarvis had one long return. He's going to be stacked up at about the 30, still driving about the 31, 32-yard line. Tarpons will take over there. 1:47 before the kick, probably about 10 or so more off the clock. 1:21 actually to go in the opening quarter. So South Lafourche will play their third possession in a 14-14 ball game. Brian, not much defense either way right now in the early stages.
No, and it may be the first defense to get a stop.
This is exactly how the South Lafourche and Vanderbilt game started. Both teams getting the ball first, driving down the field and scoring on their first two drives.
Let's not go back there.
Leave that one in the past?
Yes.
Hughes is back out there. That's good news. He limped off on the defensive side. He'll be in the backfield with Josh Mack. 3-receiver shotgun set. Inside handoff to Hughes. Bouncing outside and slung down. Good open field tackle there by the Mustangs. And it'll actually be a loss of about, well, they'll say no gain. Coach Sanamo and the Tarpon offensive staff telling Dre, cut up the field, brother. They thought he had a little green grass there.
Looked like 32 on the tackle.
Go day.
Bring up a 2nd and 10.
The signaling of the plays, knock on wood, has not been an issue for Big Blue so far tonight. They've gotten the calls quickly. But they also have been well ahead of the chains. Now we'll see on a 2nd and 10 what it looks like. Mack will look to throw. Under pressure, forced out of the pocket, looking to run. 35 near the 40, shoved out. And I think he's got the first down. It's going to be awfully close. Depends on the spot. I do think he's got it. And that's a good decision there by Mack. Nothing down the field. Just go ahead and take the profit. Take 10 yards.
O'Gale got to be careful not to get a block in the back.
34 seconds to go for the Tarpon offense in the opening quarter. This could be the last play of the opening quarter. And you mentioned watching film. No touches yet for Terrence. You think Will knows number one's pretty good?
I think he has an idea.
Mack will hand it to Jarvis. Jarvis will lower the shoulder and be tripped up at about the 48, 49-yard line. Nice gain on first down of about 5. And that could and probably will take us to the end of the first quarter. Tarpons are signaling, saying, get on the ball, let's run one more. This might just be a hard count to try to steal one. I don't know if they'll actually snap the ball here. Guess who? Number 1, Mr. Terrence Petrie. He was wide open, and a beautiful ball from Josh Mack. And the Tarpons add 6 on the final play of the first quarter. It's Terrence's 12th touchdown of the season.
Beautiful, beautiful pass by Mack.
Yeah, Terrence didn't have to slow down a lick. The last snap of the first quarter will be an extra point from Serrano. We'll flip the field and do the kickoff. Tarpons will hopefully be up by 7. Snap is a little high, gets down, the kick is up, and I think it's good, and it is. So we'll be back in 1 minute with the second quarter beginning. South Lafourche up 21-14. We'll be back on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. We'll start the second quarter with a kickoff. Tarpons lead 21-14. It'll be Serrano booting it away. See if the Tarpons could pin the Mustangs back. We just watched one of the better throws of the season. Mack just placed a dime right in Terrence's lap. But the Tarpon defense got to start getting some stops. Serrano now left to right kickoff. It's a little pop kick.
We might get it.
Look out. It bounces. Oh, it'll go out of bounds. So that was another one of those like we saw earlier in the year where the Tarpons just caught it. You do have to let it bounce. They did let it bounce, and it took a very unfortunate bounce straight out of bounds.
Flag on the play. I think they're going to catch the Tarpons for a late hit.
You don't think it's for the ball going out of bounds on the kickoff?
I thought it was after.
Yeah, we'll see.
But it's not looking like it.
Yeah, I think it's just for the ball going out of bounds. Mustangs will take the 5 yards and mark it to the 50.
Nope.
The 50-yard line.
Tell you what, you pinned them back twice and they scored, so why not try to steal a possession? But it does put your defense in a little bit of a pickle here. 1st and 10, Willoughby with Davis. Little reverse. They got it some green grass, trying to turn the corner. Araujo's there, and we'll get some help and sling him down. That's a great job by the Tarpon defense there, as I thought that was going to be a big play. Joao hits him about 2 yards across the line of scrimmage, and then the Tarpons rally to the ball. Jaden Lee also in on the stop.
Araujo, I'm going to go as far to say his play right there on that play saved the touchdown because he slowed the runner down by staying home and made a great play.
Yeah, I think that's very fair to say. 2nd and 8. Ball now on the left hash, strong side of the field to the right side of the formation. Willoughby hitch. Under pressure, will throw it as far as he can down the field. There's Tarpons down there, and it's batted away. That was just a Hail Mary. I'm just throwing it up. That's honestly one that Willoughby next time would maybe be well served to just put out of bounds. But the Tarpons got some pressure, and now it'll be 3rd and long.
I think one of the good news for the Tarpons here is we may have seen kind of like their playbook here.
Yeah.
They're going to a lot of plays they already have run so far in this game.
Kind of emptied the tank a little bit, huh? 3rd and 8. They got to get to the 40.
Incomplete. 3rd down.
Coach Woods likes to send pressure. The Tarpons are sending some pressure. Willoughby looking to run. He's going to be hit and dropped, I think, short. But it ain't going to be enough to force them to punt this ball. It'll be 4th down and 1. I think this will be another tush push. Brian with the ball at about the 41, just outside of the 41. 4th and a yard and about a foot.
I would think it would be, but
you have to be careful on that tush push to not have a false start. We see that in the NFL a lot. They're not in the formation for it. Try the hard count, and look to the sideline. Everybody on the line of scrimmage. They will run a play. It's discombobulated, but Willoughby's going to get out of the pile and get the 1st down. Are you kidding me? He ran into his fullback, still had the presence of mind to get up the field. That's Zion Willoughby just being a great athlete there. Because, boy, the Tarpons looked like they were going to get off the field there.
Mustangs are very lucky there. Confusion in the backfield, and Willoughby just reversed out. Bootlegged out kind of and barely got the 1st down.
9:55 and counting in the opening half. Assumption trying to keep pace in what has been an offensive explosion. Ball at the 38-yard line. Outside handoff. Getting a nice gain across the 35, diving to the 33-yard line. It's 29, Samaya Miles.
Miles.
Mustangs have been doing an outstanding job staying ahead of the chains. Official timeout here. Mr. Claymore is going to have a discussion with
Braxton Petrie. After the play, Braxton went up to the official complaining about something. I think Mr. Claymore just said that's enough.
Yeah. And not to poke a bear, but that's the way it's done. That's the way you keep control of a game. That's the stuff we did not see last week. 2nd and 4. Willoughby under pressure. Joao got him, and they'll bring him to the turf. That will be a loss of about a yard. Can't give him a sack, because I think it was a design run, but it is a tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation.
That play didn't look very smooth. Tarpon defensive front's doing a good job this drive.
I was just about to say that is the one thing that probably could give Tarpon fans hope, is it does feel like the defense is starting to win some snaps. You forced him to a 4th down. Now it's a 3rd and 5 here. They've got to get to the 28-yard line. Willoughby will sling it to the sidelines. Can the Tarpons rally? They can, and that's not much of a gain at all by Preston. Much better job there. Jaden Lee on the stop. The Tarpons had also number 16 on the stop. That's Isaiah Duncan.
Looking good job by Jaden Lee. Stayed his ground. He kind of juked him out, but he didn't go for the fake, and that allowed his teammates to come help and finish that tackle.
Biggest play of the game to this point. A 4th and 5 for Assumption at the Tarpon 33. You got to stay on sides here, boys. Strong side of the field to the right. Willoughby waiting on the snap. He's got it. Outside handoff. Tarpons are trying to string it out. They will not. He's got the first down.
Yes, I think he may have it.
That'll depend on the spot. He is right around the sticks. He did not get the most friendly spot, but they will move the chains.
Picked up a first down for the Mustangs.
Got exactly what he needed.
Yes.
That'll be 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line.
9th play to drive coming up for the Mustangs.
And this is what the Tarpons preach. Just get back to the huddle. Make them go on these big 10, 12, 15-play drives.
This is when mistakes can happen.
Willoughby with an inside handoff to Davis. Not much. The Tarpons are going to push him back, but the pile's going forward. He got about a yard or two. So that defensive line is starting to get a little more of a surge here. Ball's at the 26.
6:42 to go, 2nd quarter.
That's one thing that Assumption run game is doing. It is shortening the game.
Tarpons are rotating Sawyer Wells and Bo Georges. They don't have them in at the same time.
2nd down and 8. Willoughby. Ooh. High snap, just corrals it, slings it to the sideline on a little tunnel. The Tarpons are all over it. It's a tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. Number 6, Tyrese Edwards, was all over that, as well as Isaiah Duncan. They'll sling him back behind the original line of scrimmage, back to the 33. And Bryan Assumption got to get their snap situation figured out. Willoughby saving them all for now, but I don't know how much longer that's going to last.
Yeah, it's a good point because those snaps are throwing the timing off.
Yep. 3rd down, back to the 33. They've got to get to the 18. 3rd and 15 yards. Figure 4-down territory unless if they get sacked or something like that. 4-receiver shotgun set. Willoughby with a low snap and a timeout called by Will Broussard just before the snap. So we'll keep it here. What do you think Will was seeing that he didn't like there, Brian?
Well, he may have had a different play call where the Tarpons had it defended, but look, Coach Broussard knows this is 2-down territory right here, regardless. Well, if they get stopped here on 3rd down. Tarpon's got to be careful. You don't want to get hit again with that hitch and go.
How different is football versus basketball? Look, Will calls a timeout here. He's not even in the huddle, but he doesn't coach the offense. Basketball, that would, I'm sure, have to be driving you crazy. Can you imagine a timeout before a crucial situation and you're not even talking to the guys?
No, no.
The second quarter is also sponsored
And the
by
thing with the headsets, I mean, you can be telling the
Yeah,
coach to
absolutely.
tell a kid something. Yeah.
I'm sure he's talking to the coordinator saying what he wants to see, but, just no direct contact. It's just so different. 3rd and 15. Ball in the left hash. They've got one receiver flanked out wide on the left side, almost out of bounds. They get the snap. It's a good one. Tarpon's trying to send some interior pressure. Willoughby throws as far as he can. He's got a man caught at the 5-yard line. Wide open receiver, Samaya Miles. And I don't know how that happened. He was running free down the field with no one near him.
Miles for a first down, first and goal from the Tarpon 5-yard line.
Now first and goal.
It had to be a busted coverage. He was just wide open.
Ball at the 5, inside of 5 minutes before the next snap. A huge play from the Mustangs there. Big old formation. This looks like a direct snap coming to Davis. It will, but it's over his head. Can he chase it down? He'll try to pick it up. Can the Tarpons rally? They can. They bring him down at the 27-yard line. That is a loss of 22 yards. We've been trying to warn you about the snap situation. They take Willoughby out from under center. They do a direct snap to Davis, airmail the snap, and that'll be 2nd and goal from the 27-yard line.
That was the 12th play to drive. When you get these high school kids going 12 plays, mistakes happen.
Now the Mustangs, who have no kicking game, they have to get a touchdown in 3 plays. With 27 yards to go, Willoughby in the gun. Steps into one down the middle. Would be caught, but a very short gain to the 24. Tyrese Edwards laid the lick on Preston. It's a gain of about 3.
That was a good job by Edwards on defense.
3:46 and counting. The Mustangs are grinding this clock down, but, boy, they got to get some points here on what will be 3rd and goal. Willoughby will be in the gun, standing right at the 30-yard line. Strong side of the field to the right side of the formation. Got the snap. Throws it as far as he can down the field. One-on-one out there, and it's a jump ball, and it's incomplete. Good coverage there by Terrence Petrie. The pass falls incomplete. It was just a jump ball, and Terrence squirted that ball out. And if you're the Mustangs here with 4th and goal from the 24, I don't know that there's much more you could do other than just trying that again. Just throw it in the end zone, see if you can make a play.
Yeah, because, look, the receiver did actually make a good play. He jumped in front of Terrence the last moment, had a chance to bring it in.
Little surprised the Tarpons are not playing a little softer, more of a prevent look here on 4th and goal. Willoughby under some pressure, flushed out. Tyrese chasing him. Can't get him to the turf, but he's not going to run for a touchdown. He throws it well after crossing the line of scrimmage. And it's incomplete anyway. But it would have been an illegal forward pass. He was at the 22 when he threw the ball, and the Tarpons will generate a stop.
Oh, no flag was thrown. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're looking at it. And like I said, it doesn't matter. The pass was incomplete. Tarpons will take over on downs.
Jamie Pondville and Ian Semino for their continuing support.
So South Lafourche will play a 1st and 10 with timeouts and 3:10 to go.
Plenty time.
And how important would it be, knowing that Assumption's getting the kickoff in the 3rd, to punch one here and try to go up 2 scores before the half?
Yes. Assumption's going to look back, I think, when this game's over, and that bad snap at the 5-yard line.
How often do we see that? When you try to change something up, when you go under center for the first time, when you try to, it just feels like it throws the timing off more often than not.
It does.
Tarpons have a 5-receiver shotgun set. 3 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right side. Mack comes at a hard count, nothing. We'll see if Hughes will maybe flank in motion and get into the backfield. Play clock is down to 10. Tarpons got to hurry. Mack has time. Will throw it as far as he can. He's got Terrence wide open. This might be a house call.
They're not catching
30,
him.
25-20, one play, and the 13th touchdown of the season for Terrence Petrie. That would be a 76-yard Tarpon touchdown. I don't know why he got that open, but Terrence does it again. It's his second touchdown of the night. And another gorgeous ball from Josh Mack.
Terrence got behind the defense, and there was no catching him.
Serrano will be awaiting the extra point try. The snaps have been a little high. This one's right. Perfect snap. The kick is right down Broadway.
No good.
Nope, missed it. I thought he was right down the middle. My apologies. He missed it wide right. My bad. The extra point is no good, and the Tarpons add 6 to their lead. We'll see if the 7th point will haunt them. It's 27-14. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Here's the kick. It is down the field, and this one will go out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So the Tarpons have tried the coffin corner a couple times. That one he just shanked a little bit. That's okay. Get the defense back out there. Now, on the flip side, it's paramount for Assumption to try to score before half.
Yeah, they have to score here.
Scoreboard update brought to you by Patriot Marine Services. Thibodeau leading HL Bourgeois 6-0 late in the first half. Tell you what, you don't want to be within one score of Kadar Mitchell.
E.D. White up 17-14.
Yep. Here it is, 27-14, South Lafourche in front. The Mustangs will have another try. Willoughby will be joined in the backfield by Davis in a bunched up set. It's going to be a pitch to the outside. They'll throw it back to Willoughby. The Tarpons are going to string this thing out and hammer him down to the turf. They'll finally blow it dead. Tarpons were not fooled by that one. Good job staying home. They were all over it. It's a tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. So we've seen a little trickeration. That time the Tarpons stayed home.
14.
Yeah, they are not fooling the Tarpons one bit.
And now back against the chains. And look, this is an offense. I don't know that this is an offense that can hurry up. Maybe they'll prove me wrong, but they got to be careful here not to make a mistake before the half. Willoughby throws it down the field, and it's going to be caught. Wow.
No.
Oh, batted away. I heard the crowd making noise. Yeah, swatted away. I didn't think he caught it.
No, they wanted a flag.
So it does get swatted away by number 19 of the defense, which would be Yair Torres. I was about to say that. We've seen some good catches. That would have been one of the best. 2:09 to go. If the Tarpons make an open field tackle here, will Coach Sanamo call a timeout? We'll find out together. Willoughby with the snap, under pressure, Edwards. He gets by Edwards. He'll just throw this one away. So the Tarpon defense will get a stop, and they won't have to worry about the timeout.
Now, I kind of feel a little bit better about my key before the game. Make them throw the football.
Tarpons are starting to figure some things out on defense. You could see they've started to win a lot of snaps now. Does Assumption dare go for this? It doesn't look like it. They do have their punt team out there. But you better get a good punt down the field or the Tarpons can maybe put another one on you.
I was putting this out of bounds.
Terrence is standing at the 36-yard line. High snap over the punter's head. He'll pick it up. He'll kick it. He'll fall on it. And what a nightmare for Assumption. Oh, my goodness. Another tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. The punter, God bless him, he didn't do anything wrong. He picked it up and then kicked it and then just fell on it. I don't think he would have been able to get a kick off. But now the Tarpons will be in the Joe Septic red zone at the 8-yard line. .201 to go.
Thanks to Coach Travis Douglas at halftime. It's 21-17 Lutcher over E.D. White.
There were some people saying this week that Lutcher would struggle to score in that game, but they're finding some creases. You know they got athletes.
Correction. 8-yard line.
Mack will have the shotgun honors with Jarvis and Hughes. Hughes flanked out. They hand it to Jarvis. Jarvis will fall forward around the 3. That's a gain of about 4 or 5. If Will Broussard's not going to call a timeout here, the Tarpons ought to drain every single second off of this clock before snapping the ball again. There's no reason to be in a hurry here inside of 2 minutes with possession and a 2-score lead.
Or give Assumption a ball back. You know they're going to be trying to throw it and you might pick one.
Hughes will be in the backfield this time. Dre's already got 1 touchdown. Can he get number 2?
Mustang 4-yard line.
Tarpons wisely using some clock. Play clock still not yet down to 10. Now it is down to 10. They handed to Dre off left tackle. He's going to be stacked up. He gained maybe a yard down to the 2. And again, the clock will continue to run. That's not necessarily a bad thing for Big Blue. 1 minute and counting. Knowing that the Tarpons still have all 3, I would run this down all the way and call it at 1.
Yeah, Coach Sanamo is well aware of this situation here.
And look, this is a big first test for Coach Sanamo, and right now they're acing it. They're handling this very well. Inside of a minute, the ball at the 2-yard line. The Tarpons could really grab some halftime momentum if they could score here. Mack will look to throw. Shoots a little slant. That is going to be incomplete. Intended, I think, for Terrence Petrie. It fell incomplete. Good coverage out there. That's actually number 3, Ogel, was intended for. The Tarpons are going to try a field goal, I believe. Mack and the offense is saying, no, man, let's stay out here. But I think they're going to settle for the field goal.
I think this is a fake.
I don't know, man. I kind of like the idea of 3 points here.
I like it. Yo, yes.
25 seconds to go. This is like an extra point. So a 20-yard try.
Timeout.
Tarpons will maybe think about it. They will call a timeout. It is their first timeout. We'll keep it right here. So it is 4th and goal from about the 1.5-yard line. If 22 were in the lineup, I think they would be putting this ball in 22's belly. 22's not in the lineup. They were attempting a field goal a second ago. The argument against that, I guess, would be, well, you just missed your last extra point. We'll see. The tee has just been removed from the field. I don't know if that means anything. The way the Tarpons handled the clock there, I thought, was very impressive.
Your announcers tonight.
And we'll see what happens out of the timeout. While we got a second, I want to thank Ashley Barrier, State Farm, your local State Farm agent. Rev, the official internet provider for KLEB streaming. South Lafourche Bank, your true hometown bank since 1967. And PMC Insurance.
They talked Coach Sanamo out of it.
Yep, offense wins the war. They're going to go for it here from about the 1.5-yard line. Hughes with Mack. Mack will hand it to Dre, and he's in. Good decision, offense. Dre Hughes, Dre Day, second touchdown. And the Tarpons add 6 to their lead.
Three-quarter touchdown for the Tarpons.
Look, Dre did a great job. He actually broke a tackle around the line of scrimmage and showed some strength getting in that end zone.
So he has scored twice. Terrence has scored twice, and the Tarpons have grabbed control here in the second quarter. Serrano's extra point try. Snap is there. The kick is up. That one, I think, is good, and it is. I'll wait on the officials this time. We'll keep it here. We're right up against halftime, but Brian Tarpons get a big score, drain the clock, and now pending some kind of craziness on the kick here, looks like the Tarpons are going to have a 3-score lead.
I don't know, is there a money tree around here?
So the Tarpons will take the field. You got to cover one more kick and then maybe one more snap with 21 on the clock.
Tarpons up 20 right here, and look, the Mustangs get the ball back, but they're playing catch-up now.
Yeah, they are, and it's a Tarpon defense that has shown an ability to kind of slow them down a little bit in the last few drives. Serrano kicked the last one out of bounds, but another one of those high end-over-end kicks to the sideline wouldn't be too bad here.
That ball's been taking some funny bounces on that turf.
It sure has. Left to right kick. There's a high kick towards the opposite sideline. Will be caught at the 18-yard line. Tarpons will rally to the ball and will bring him down to the 35. That's Preston. So now we will see. Will the Mustangs try anything before the half? I don't know that they could do anything with the time allotted, but we'll find out together.
Good job, Arujo on that tackle. He slipped a couple of tackles.
Bring up a first and 10 from the 35-yard line.
14 seconds. The Mustangs have called, I believe, one timeout. Figure the Tarpons will be in some form of a prevent here. They'll give up a short completion. Sling it to the sideline. I don't know what that's going to do a whole lot of. They just get a couple of yards, and actually they'll keep running the clock. Coach Broussard is not being granted his timeout. Now they finally will give it to him. What's the time on the clock? Be about 6 seconds, 5 seconds? 2 seconds. So we're going to have one more snap. And to the credit of and a lot of the Assumption fans are wondering, I do think they called the timeout a little sooner. Yeah, Truck's saying it should actually have been about 8 seconds left on the clock.
I think so, but
we'll see if they add any time. It's been a South Lafourche onslaught in the second quarter. Petrie hit a couple of long ones from Mack, a couple of touchdowns from Hughes. It does not look like they're going to add.
Yeah, it does not look like it.
So it would mean that this will be the last timed down of the first half. Terrence and Dre and Yair will be dropped way back. Rest will be dropped way back. You give up a 15, 20-yard completion. Just come up and make the tackle. They've got to go 61 yards here. There's the snap. Willoughby under pressure, and he'll just throw it away. So the Tarpons will take that, flushed him out, made him throw it away, and that's a good ending to the first half for a Tarpon team that played a great second quarter. We'll go ahead and take a 3-minute halftime break. At the half, it's South Lafourche 34, Assumption 14. We'll be back in 3 minutes on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Back here to Assumption High School. Casey Gisclair here with Coach Brian Callais. We are at the half. South Lafourche leading 34-14 over the Assumption Mustangs. Brian, we've seen a half of football. In the first quarter of football, it was a good ball game. The Mustangs were moving the ball, doing some good things. In the second quarter, it seems like South Lafourche started to figure some things out on the defensive side, started to get some stops. And with those stops, their offense started to kind of put the hammer down. Tell us what you're seeing, man, on the field.
Well, look, first of all, you got to give a ton of credit to Coach Scott Sanamo and that staff right now. They're just doing a great job, and also not taking anything away from them. This, in my opinion, solidifies how good of a head coach B.J. Young is.
Yep.
Because he gave them the plan. They worked on it all week. This is the plan. They have first down, second, third down calls, and it's following the script right now. Now, look, things can go wrong in the second half, but great job by the coaching staff. They're hitting on all cylinders right now. Defense was a little slow to start, but I think a few adjustments here and there, and they got stops when they needed them.
Yeah, no doubt. So the Tarpons are rolling right now, got some things going their way right now, and now they'll try to keep that momentum surging forward throughout the rest of the ball game. Now, Assumption will get the first possession of the second half, and it feels like, and look, I know we still got 24 minutes of football. It feels like there's a whole lot that could happen, but it feels like for the Mustangs, seeing the way that they're defending the Tarpons, seeing the way they're struggling, they kind of got to score in this first possession, right? You don't want to be chasing 3 scores and a possession in the third quarter against this Tarpon offense.
Yeah, look, they got to come out and score, and they got to get a stop because, like you mentioned, they can't stay 3 scores behind very much into the second half. And the Tarpons are just doing a great job, Casey, and their offense is in stride, defense is playing well, and right now, Assumption, they are forced to throw the football.
Yeah.
If they're going to get back in this game. They can maybe try in the opening possession in the second half, they can try and mix up a few runs. But if it's not going well for them, and if they rely on the pass and the Tarpons know that they're passing the ball, look.
Tough.
Yes. The defense, they're going to put pressure on that quarterback, force him out the pocket, and almost kind of have like a spy on him where you're not going to let him get outside, break containment, and get big gains.
Let me ask you this. So far, the Mustangs on the defensive side, Will's a defensive guy. What do you think he's telling his guys right now? Because, look, man, I can make the argument that they're not stopping anything. They're giving up run plays. They're giving up deep pass plays. So if you're Will and you're trying to piece together a second half that keeps the Tarpons somewhat out of rhythm, what are you trying to take away? Because right now, like I said, I can make the argument that they're not taking anything away from the Tarpons.
No, and maybe put more pressure on Mac. Don't let him sit in that pocket for as long as he's sitting. But offensive line for the Tarpons doing a great job of giving him a lot of time. And look, I'm curious to see if teams later on in this season take what Vanderbilt did and kind of, just drop people back in coverage. Because, look, is it 6, 7?
Week 7 tonight.
Week 7. If Terrence Pete is still getting behind your defense, it's like
probably a problem with that, huh?
Shame on, yes. Now, look, Terrence is a great athlete, and they can know he's coming at you, but I would make someone else beat me.
And it is going to be interesting to see because you mentioned Vanderbilt's game plan. And I don't disagree. It's worth giving it a shot for sure. But, man, can anybody else stop the Tarpon run with just a 3-man front like the Terriers did? Because right now, while I'm watching it, I don't think Assumption can.
No, they can't. That's a good point because the Tarpons are a lot bigger up front. And I think it's showing. The only time when Assumption kind of dominated that line of scrimmage is when they did that tush push.
Yeah, no doubt.
And again, the longer you force these high school kids plays in a drive, the chances of mistakes are increasing, and the Tarpons did a great job of that in the first half.
I want to thank Joe Septic Contractors, on call 7 days a week, 24 hours a day for all your fencing and septic needs. Maritime Safety Solutions, providing service to the marine industry and a variety of fire safety equipment. The Terry L. Hunter III Foundation, helping to spread suicide prevention awareness. Lady of the Sea General Hospital, compassionate medicine close to home. Golden Motors, where we'll be tomorrow morning, where price is priority. We'll be out there for their trunk or treat event. Galliano Fresh Market, serving you since 1976. The Blue Boot Foundation, driving awareness to childhood drowning, make a difference. Henry Lafon Lafourche Parish School Board member, District 7. And last but not least, we want to shout out our friends at the French Food Festival, October 24th through 26th at the La Rose Civic Center, celebrating 50 years of food and family fun. Let's catch another 3-minute break. When we get back, we'll keep the halftime train rolling. It's the Tarpons up 34-14 over the Mustangs here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Here to Assumption High School. Casey Gisclair here with Coach Brian Callais. We are enjoying ourselves. At the half, we got the Tarpons leading the Mustangs 34-14. What's on the clock out there? A little more than 2 minutes. So I can go ahead and ask, what are your keys to the second half? What do the Tarpons have to do to either further extend or even just hold serve and keep this lead where it is and try to get a big fourth victory of the season.
Do not change a thing you're doing. What you're doing here is working. Mustangs are having a hard time of stopping the Tarpon offense and the Tarpon defense. A few adjustments here and there. They got some stops when they needed it. If you can right here, get a stop on this first set of downs from Assumption in the second half and put one more score, and you can distance yourself where it's going to be tough for the Mustangs playing catch up in the second half.
It sure feels like for Assumption it's going to be rough because they just don't feel like an offense that's meant to chase points. But maybe we're wrong. I think that first drive of the third quarter is going to be paramount for them and see if they could work their way back into this game. Let's talk about the Tarpon defense for a second, Brian. What did you see that was different? I really think even in the drive that Assumption scored their second touchdown, we saw a lot of Tarpons that were there, breaking tackles, whatever. They were in position, I think, since that second drive. Now they're starting to make plays, and I think that that's kind of just been the difference.
Yeah, I think they kind of settled down a little bit, but they're doing a good job, like you said, of forcing everything back to the inside. And Assumption is like, what offense do they have right now? A couple of big pass plays where really the Tarpon defender slipped or missed a tackle here. Besides that, it's not a whole lot from the Mustang offense.
It has been some quirky stuff for sure that has occurred, and now that kind of some of those things have leveled out, the Tarpons have been able to get some stops. We'll see if that'll continue to be a thing. Let's go ahead and take one more break. Let's make it a 3-minute break. When we get back, we'll have the kickoff in the third quarter here with the Tarpons up 20 at the half on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. to Assumption High School. The Tarpons will be kicking to the Stangs when we resume play. The teams are back out there on the field.
Quick scoreboard brought to you by Patriot Marine Services. At the half, Hornville 28, Central 0. Lutcher 21-17 over E.D. White. Country Day 49-0 over Sarah T. Reed. Destrehan 40, Captain Shreve 14 at the half.
Wow.
St. Charles is up, behind Legacy, the School of Sports Sciences.
That's an out-of-state game. Yeah, there ain't nobody in Louisiana that'd be doing that to them.
18-14, St. Charles down. South Terrebonne up 28-7 over Morgan City at the half. Central Catholic of Morgan City 21, Centerville 0 at the half. Vanderbilt Catholic halftime score 34-6 over Ellender. John Curtis 17-3 over Brother Martin. And to give you one more, Shaw 14, Walker 6 at the half.
Here at the half, which is now transitioning to the third quarter, we got South Lafourche leading Assumption 34-14. We'll have the opening kickoff of the third quarter in just a second. Serrano will be booting it away. Left to right. Let's roll. With a high kick towards the right end of the field. Be caught at about the 19-yard line. That's Preston trying to slip through a tackle, bounce outside. He does. 30, cutting inside now across the 40. Oh, my goodness. Driven out at the 50. Great return. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Stangs near midfield.
Again, the Tarpons in position, just not making tackles.
Some slippery Assumption players making some things happen. 1st and 10 from right at midfield. And what Brian and I both said, we think it's a must-score situation for the Mustangs on this drive. Willoughby will be in the gun. Looking to throw. Throws it as far as he can down the field. 50-50 ball nearly picked off by Terrence Petrie. Terrence, by the end of that one, was kind of running the route, and it ends up falling incomplete.
I'm not criticizing Assumption, but it's not the guy I would want to pick on.
No. If not for a little bitty deflection by Preston, just getting a nose of the ball, I think Terrence actually would have intercepted that one. Willoughby on an inside handoff. Much better game that time. How far is it going to run? 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. That works too. That's a 50-yard touchdown. Caleb Davis. Mustangs needed points. They got them.
Caleb Davis runs around the right side.
That time the whole defensive left for the Tarpons bit, and no one was there for that cutback.
So ball will be at the 3-yard line. The Mustangs will be going for 2. That is the custom for them. They do not kick. Willoughby waiting on the snap. Tosses it out wide. Tarpons are trying to string it out. They say he got in. Second effort, he got in. So our score will be 34-22. Assumption does get 8 on the board. We'll be back in 1 minute with South Lafourche's turn here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.
Wilson Gutierrez.
Got to watch an onside kick here. Coach Chandler Gutros was talking about that this morning on play-by-play. The Mustangs do try some trickeration with their kickoffs. Big boy Gutierrez has it on the tee. It is a kick straight down the middle of the field to Dre at the 20. Hughes will try to bounce outside. Look out. Got a seam. 40, 45. Tripped up at the 45. And it's a good return for Hughes and great starting field position for the Tarps.
Yeah, look, if the Mustangs want to get back in this game, they cannot give up these big kick returns. That's giving the Tarpons great field position at the 46.
They did score in less than a minute, which is just what the doctor ordered. 11:24 to go in the third. But now the Tarpons have great field position after the Hughes kick return.
10 for the Tarpons, 46-yard line.
Tarpons offense was going to the field. They're going to try a trick play here. Everybody's on the sidelines. Terrence will snap it. That's a false start.
We move.
Yeah, that's a false start. And they would have scored a touchdown easily. They had the wall set up. Somebody got a little antsy there, and it is a false start. And dadgummit, that would have been a touchdown for Dre. They had it set up dead to rights.
5-yard penalty.
So now to be 1st and 15.
Still 1st and 10.
Ball back to the 41-yard line.
Sure, Coach Young saying, wait a minute.
Hughes in the backfield with Mack. Ball in the left hash. Mack will look to throw. It's caught by Petrie. He's got a big gain. Driving near the first down sticks. Maybe a little short. But then again, maybe right at him, given the spot. I think he might have got it.
Yep.
So he needed 15. He got 15. And Terrence is already over 100 on the evening. And it's a Golden Motors first down.
24-yard line.
It is such a luxury, man, to have a dude that is literally always open. Such a special talent. Ball at the Assumption 44. Mack will hand it to Dre this time. Dre will bounce outside. Big gain. 40. We tripped up. Ooh, that last shoestring tackle is what may have separated him from a huge gain. He does pick up about 8 on the run.
Just does a great job of hitting that hole and bouncing it to the outside.
It was a concern for me today. I don't know about the Tarpon staff, but it was a concern for me today how the Tarpons would run the football without Dardar for a whole game. Now, BJ did tell us knowing that he's out makes it a lot easier because they were able to have a full week to scheme it up. 2nd and 3. Hughes, another handoff, trying to bounce outside. This time he's tripped up, but he does get a gain of about 2. Looked like he kind of got thrown into his own lineman there. There was a little extracurricular. No flag comes out there. A little pushing and shoving after the play. PA said he lost a yard. No, that's not the case. It'll be 3rd and 1. Figure Tarpon's got 2 plays to get about 1.5 yards here. This is one where you might put it in Hughes' belly and Mack might keep it if they bite. Instead, it'll be a handoff to Jarvis. He's got the first down and more. 30, 25. He's lowering his shoulders, tripped up at about the 25. And it's another Golden Motors first down. So the Tarpons rely on that big physical offensive line to keep the chains moving.
The ball came out, but he was definitely down.
South Lafourche with 8:58 and counting in the third, up 34-22, are approaching the Joe Septic red zone. Hughes in motion. Mack looking to throw. Shoots it down the field. Incomplete. Good coverage that time. I think they had 2 guys on number 1. That's not a bad idea. Dontrell Dorsey helped to deflect that one and swat it away.
Still not bad pass from Mack.
Bring up the second and 10.
That's what Terrence does, what he does every time. The defensive backs never know the ball's about to come to them.
Yeah, we were talking about that truck and I on the right here, how he just puts up his arms at the last second. This makes it so difficult for a DB. You don't know when to turn and look. Empty shotgun set now. The Tarpons will bring Hughes in there on a 2nd and 10. They hand it to Dre. Big hole. Lowers his shoulder across the 20 to about the 18. Gain of about 6 or 7. I know this is a complicated and complex offense, but boy, right now, you're getting 7, 8 yards a pop running it. It becomes very simple and a very late flag.
That's going to be on Assumption.
Yeah, I think Assumption got caught handing the cookie jar talking a little after the play.
He actually pushed the Tarpon player. Allen was pushed.
And that is going to make Will Broussard livid if that is the call. Dead ball, personal foul on the Mustangs. For the first time tonight, or not the first time, but for one of the first times tonight, you had them in a 3rd and medium, and then you just gift wrapped them the first down and make it 1st and goal. And a good job by Allen not retaliating, saying, hey, you want to go ahead and do something foolish, feel free.
Yeah, he got pushed. There's no doubt about it.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line.
Ball's at the 9. You're in the Joe Septic red zone, 1st and goal. Can Hughes get a hat trick here? Can Terrence get a hat trick here? Both sitting on 2 touchdowns. They'll hand it to Dre. Dre's not going to get in. He's going to push forward to about the 7. Another late shove there. No flag this time. The officials are going to have to calm down. Those boys up front getting a little physical up there.
Landon Watkins going to stop.
Dre didn't get as much as I thought. Only about a yard on the play, so to bring up 2nd and go from the 8. If I'm Will Broussard, I'm saying anybody but one here. He is in the right slot. Mack. Play action. They're going to the flats. Haven Green. He's breaking a tackle.
In.
My goodness, Haven Green. I thought he was tackled. I thought he was dead to rights. He kept his legs pumping, and he gets into the end zone. Okay, big boy. And that is a Tarpon touchdown, 8-yard pitch and catch. An excellent effort there.
Yeah, look, he was hit. It looked like it was going to be a very short game, but he kept his feet moving, kept those legs pumping, and spun his way into the end zone.
Tarpons will try the extra point. It's 40-22. Snap is there. Kick is up. Almost got blocked, but instead it's sent right down Broadway. The Tarpons answer Assumption with 7 of their own. They retake a 3-score lead. It's 41-22. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your half and half tickets out. We'll record a winning number soon. Get your half and
Welcome back here to Assumption High School. The Tarpons give up 8, get 7. That's a trade you'll take when you're up 3 scores in the second quarter, the third quarter, 7-14 to go in the third quarter. Serrano will be kicking away. I'll say this, though. That's one thing that Coach Woods is going to be telling his defense. Hey, they scored in like 30 seconds last time. That can't happen. If they're going to have success, make them drive down the field.
What are we witnessing tonight? Air Santa Mo?
Right. been pretty smooth on the offensive side. Serrano with the ball on the tee. We're, I think, waiting on the whistle. Now we got it. Mr. Claymore says, let's roll. And let's rock on with a good kick down the sideline. That'll be caught at the 15-yard line, working it up the field on the sideline. Making a man miss near the 25. Now driving to the 35 and pushed out of bounds. It's number 1, Preston. So pretty good field position, but not terrible kick coverage from the Tarpons.
No, I think you got to be happy if you get team the 30, 35-yard line.
Yep, ain't too bad. Ball actually be at the 34-yard line, and we'll see if the Tarpon defense could stiffen up here. A second-half stop would go a long way when you're up 19 points.
34-yard line.
Will be waiting on the shotgun snap. Outside handoff this time, looking to turn the corner. Big gain. 50, 45, 40, turning the corner and going out of bounds is Samaj Miles. And Assumption's found a little gold in the running game here in the second half.
Switch around the right side for a Mustang first down inside the Tarpon.
Tarpon defense got some stops in the second quarter, but the Mustangs have run wild a little here in the third. 6:51 to go in the third. Willoughby sending a man in motion. Play action. Under pressure. Will try to be flushed out to the right. Will look to run. He will make a man miss. Still running. 20. Going to be stacked up. Nope. Still making men miss. He reverses his field, and he'll actually lose some yardage back on the other side of the 20-yard line. But Willoughby showing his athleticism there.
Good job by Terrence Petrie not giving up on that play. Came and make the tackle.
As the kind of the cliche of the Tarpon defense, get back in the huddle. That tackle allowed the Tarpons to get back in the huddle. 1st and 10. Assumption on the move. Inside handoff this time, nothing there. Good job by the Tarpon defense. We got a guy on a tackle who lost his helmet. That's number 53.
Wyatt Gilbo.
Gilbo loses the helmet. He'll have to miss a play. Big boy Bo George is rumbling in. Pretty much no gain there, so we'll go ahead and say tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation.
Yeah, good gang tackle by the Tarpons that last play.
5:43 and counting in the third quarter. Assumption approaching striking distance, but it is 2nd and 10. Willoughby play action, slings it out to the slot, and trying to make a man miss, cutting inside. Bouncing towards the middle, he's got a first down out to about the 12. And there, Brian, I got to tell you, look, Tarpons were kind of sort of there, just kind of some bad angles there.
Yeah, it's like they waiting to make the tackle, and in the last second, they're just getting faked out.
And that's Preston who's injured. He was the guy who caught the pass. Preston has been awfully good for Assumption today. And this looks dead red like a cramp. This injury timeout brought to you by Thibodeau Regional. By the way, the last couple of kickoffs, well, all of the kickoffs today have been brought to you by PMC Insurance, specializing in home, auto, and much more.
Winning prize tonight. This is sponsored by the tennis team. As all the tickets sold off
Not a hot night, but when you're running around as much as Preston is, probably playing both ways.
He's cramping in both legs.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Well, their mission is to provide clean energy and feed fuel for the world. Assumption High School
Trying to get him stretched out, trying to get him up on his feet. He's in some pain.
For their education. They wish all the Mustangs athletics a safe and successful season. We'd like to give a shout out.
And we'll see. Yep, they're going to pop him up now, and then they'll waltz him back to the sideline. But, man, I know how much that hurts when it's in one leg, and you're right, both of those legs are locking up on him right now. So we hope Preston could get some pickle juice in him, some sodium, some salts, and get back out there. It will be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 12-yard line when play resumes. And they might have to carry that young man off. He's trying to walk off, and he's not having any luck whatsoever, and they're just locked up again on him. So 1st and 10 when play resumes. And Mr. Claymore will whistle it in play right now. The clock will roll.
And tonight's half and half was $240.
Snap, outside handoff to Miles. Tarpon's trying to string it out. He does turn the corner, and he's in. Tarpons have not had an answer for that outside stretch run to Samaje Miles. And the Mustangs get 6 on the board. It's 41-28, pending the 2-point try. So big 2-point conversion here, chance to cut it to 11.
The score was by Samag Miles.
Siren reminded me of old school 6 o'clock siren down the bayou. Big snap here for the Tarps. See if they could go ahead and try to get a stop on this 2-point play. Waiting on the snap. Play action. Willoughby will throw it to the flats. Caught, and he didn't get in.
Nope.
So the Tarpons will string it out. It was a good pitch and catch, but a better tackle from Torres on the catch from Jones. So Assumption gets 6, but the Tarpons stop the 2. South Lafourche's offense will have their turn when we get back in 1 minute on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. An E.D. White score, Brian?
Yeah, E.D. White 24-21.
I got a Thibodeau score. They just scored against H.L. Bourgeois 13-3. They lead the Braves. Tell you what, I was I was under the impression as we await the kickoff. We'll see if the Mustangs try something here. Gutierrez. And it is a kick right down the middle. That'll be caught by Rezdue, and it'll dive down at the 34-yard line. I was under the impression this week that we would have a lot of lopsided scores. Boy, was I wrong. There's been a lot of close games in the area tonight. It is very paramount that the Tarpons keep scoring. They are up 2 possessions, 5 minutes to go in the third, but their defense has lost a little mojo here. They got to keep that pressure on the Stangs. First and 10 from the 35-yard line. I think we're going to see a pretty heavy dose of 2 on this drive. Tarpons have been running the football pretty successfully.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go here in the third.
Jarvis is also in the backfield with Hughes and Mack. They'll hand it to Jarvis, and Jarvis is going to be stopped. That's tackle for loss. That's 16 on the stop, I believe. That'd be Taj Beasley.
About a 1-yard loss to bring up a 2nd and 11. Gode on the stop.
Gode, I believe, on the stop. Yeah, 13, my bad.
Yeah, these numbers are tough to read, too.
And a lot of them got their jerseys rolled up to their nombre, as they'd say down the bayou.
That's the style, huh?
Well, it's not the style if you're a play-by-play guy. No. 2nd and 11 for the Tarpons. Ball at the 34-yard line. Mack with Hughes. They'll hand it to Dre. Dre with a big hole. Farty turning the corner and will go out of bounds. Did not get the first down.
Flag on the play.
And where is the flag?
Back judge on this side threw it.
We'll see. Dre got out right at the stick, so wait on the marker. Mr. Claymore did say first down. And we have sideline warning on Assumption. Tarpons will take that. I think Terrebonne's upset that, actually this is going to give 5 yards to the Tarpons on this one, so no sideline warning. Sideline violation.
Sideline warning.
So it is a Golden Motors first down, but Terrebonne leading East St. John 45-7.
Wow.
I think they got fed up with losing. 4:11 on a stopped clock here after Dre got out of bounds. Inside handoff to Dre. This time he's swallowed up. So a good job by the Assumption defense that time. 32 on the stop. That's Goday again.
And I think Mack knew right away. It might have been a read.
Assumption committing some extra defenders to the box. Now, will the Tarpons pull this thing out, play action, try to find 1 or 11 or one of these weapons on the outside?
Absolutely.
2nd down and 13 in a third quarter that is dripping away, 3:30 and counting. Ball on the right center hash. Max standing right at the 41-yard line. Straight drop. Throw it as far as he can down the field, and it's incomplete, but there is a flag because I think the Assumption defender grabbed hold of Petrie right as he was going into his break. This will either be holding or defensive PI. There's literally 3 flags. Thinking it might actually be holding. I think the foul might have occurred before the ball was in the air. But either way, the Tarpons will be happy with the result, and it is pass interference, even better for South Lafourche.
Pass interference on the Mustangs.
So we'll be a Golden Motors first down.
Give the Tarpons the first down.
That helps.
On the 35-yard line of the Mustangs. 1st and 10.
Ball to 35. Mack and Dre with the ball in the right hash. Terrence and Jarvis stacked up on the right side of the formation. They'll hand it to Dre, and he's going to be slung down. Assumption stopping the run now, boys. Number 14 for the Stangs, Mumphrey on the stop.
Around the left side, it's going for about a half-a-yard loss.
Mustangs have figured something out. 2 or 3 runs in a row, they've thrown him for a loss.
Tarpons about to pop him for a big one.
2:43 and counting in a third quarter that has had some offense, in a game that has had some offense.
Change your cadence here, maybe get a quick 5 yards.
Mack in the gun. Straight drop. It's a screen. They'll throw it up. Incomplete. Tarpons are fortunate that Terrence got a whisker on that one, because if not, that one could have been intercepted.
Tarpons on that screen up the middle really haven't had that much success on it.
No, they have not been able to quite get the timing yet this season. And now you bring up a huge play. Assumption with they're probably their best chance to get a stop of the whole game here. Figure the Tarpons might have 2 plays to get it if they could get some yardage here on 3rd and 12. Does Will Broussard have an answer? Trips to the left. Mack shoots it down to Petrie. Makes a man miss. First down. driving to the sidelines. That's got to be so frustrating. He caught it short of the sticks, shook a man, got to the sideline, and got the first down. The fact that that kid has 0 college offers, shame on colleges, because that's a college football play right there.
There's not many people on defense that can stop Terrence Petrie when he catches the ball in the open field. He just has that ability to make that first man miss.
And it was a huge play there, converting a 3rd and 12. He caught it about 6 yards down the field, shook a guy, got to the sideline. Now we'll see if the Tarpons try maybe a first down pass after the first down runs have been getting bottled up. Petrie in the slot on the right side of the formation, ball in the left hash. Mack will keep it this time. Try to bounce outside. He does. Will lower his shoulder and stumble out to about the 16-yard line. So the zone read, Mack says, hey, you guys want to pinch in on Dre? That's fine. I'll keep it and get about 6 or 7 yards.
If Mack's going to run this ball toward the end of this season and into the playoffs, that's just an extra weapon where defense is going to have to prepare for.
1 minute to go in the third. The Tarpons are now in the Joe Septic red zone. 2nd and 4. Okay, that's one thing the Tarpons have done on this drive. They have chewed a lot of clock. And when you're up 2 scores in the second half, ain't nothing wrong with that. Now can you cash it in and go back up 3 scores? Jarvis in motion. Mack will sling it out to the sideline. It's a tunnel screen, and it's incomplete. Another screen play that the Tarpons just can't quite get the timing right on, and it'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, just the timing on the screens a little bit off.
You're outside, I think, of your comfortable field goal range here in the Joe Septic red zone. Mack will be in the gun by himself. You got to look out for Hughes. He's in the slot on the left. Petrie's in the slot on the right. Try the hard count. They don't bite. Play clock is not yet down to 10. Now it's down to 10. Matt gets the snap. Under pressure, shoots it down the middle, incomplete. And now for the Tarpons, you got maybe the biggest play of the game. Can Assumption get a 4th down stop?
Max pass to Hughes is incomplete. Bring up a 4th and 4.
If they do, they'll have the ball down just 2 scores, and this thing could get really interesting. They've got to get to about the 13 or so. They're at the 17. Does Coach Sanamo have a little magic on that play call sheet to dial up a first down here? Petrie's in the slot to the right. Mack has the snap. He'll throw a wheel to Terrence, and it's incomplete. The pass fell incomplete.
Josh Mack's pass is incomplete.
And the Mustangs will take over on downs.
Yeah, he threw out a little bit short.
Turn the ball over to the Mustangs.
A little more air under it, though. T had a step. But a long drive ends with no points. And 28 seconds to go in the third, and a hot Assumption offense now takes the field.
Come see Tommy today for a better tomorrow.
Good news for the Tarpons. Assumption has to go a long way.
Willow be in the gun. He's going to keep it. He's going to try to bounce outside. He will. 20 will be out of bounds near the first down sticks.
John Willoughby, the quarterback,
got it.
on the left side.
Tell you what, the Assumption offensive line is doing a good job handling the Tarpon defensive line right now. They have had some running lanes. This has been a Tarpon defense that has stopped the run pretty well this year.
From the Mustang, 27-yard line.
Willoughby will have Davis in the gun from the 27. Looking to throw. Shoots it down the middle. It's caught wide open. 40 at the 50. Dropped at the 47. Big pitch and catch. And that is number 3, Caleb Davis, and the Mustangs are on the move again. They don't have to snap the ball again in this third quarter.
Oh, I would no.
Yeah, they're running out of time. Yeah. So that will be the end of the third quarter. Hang tight. Mustangs are making a move. We'll be back in 1 minute with the fourth quarter on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. So it'll be 12 minutes to go. Assumption will play the first possession here, or the first snap here of the fourth quarter. Down just 13 with the ball in plus territory. The momentum feels like it's swinging a little bit to the home team. Willoughby in the gun. Trips to the right side of the formation. He'll sling it out to the sideline. The Tarpons are trying to bottle that up, and they will. But a pretty good gain. He got 5 out of it.
Willoughby's pass to Miles. Complete.
Look, right here, if the Mustangs get a score, and Coach Broussard tells us defense, all we need is one stop.
Yep.
Stop.
So it'll be 2nd and 5. Willoughby in the gun, empty set. Design quarterback run, looking to bounce outside. Kind of lost his footing, but regained his footing and gets up the field and does have a first down, gain of about 7. It's just kind of a pick your poison thing. Sometimes in that empty set, he throws it out to the sideline. Sometimes he keeps it and runs.
This Tarpon defense looks tired.
11:28 and counting. Assumption trying to get a critical score. Willoughby in the gun. He's got a couple backs with him, Miles and Davis. They'll hand it to Davis. Tarpon's trying to chase him down. He will turn the corner. 30, driving his shoulder down to the 20. Just stringing those plays out, turning the corner, and that Tarpon defense has not had an answer. Ball at the 21-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
Dewey on the stop for the Tarpons. Ball at the 21-yard line.
What South Lafourche was doing successfully as we wait on the snap here. Wide snap, but he does get it down. Stretcher into the right side. This time the Tarpons are there. The ball's out. And who's got it? South Lafourche says they got it. And they do. Wow. That is a huge turnover for the Mustangs. It felt like they were generating momentum, and the Tarpons get a big turnover, and I think it was number 1 who actually recovered the fumble. Surprise, surprise, right?
Where they spotting this ball?
They'll put it at the 22, 21-yard line, 22. But more important than that, the Tarpons have 10:44 to go and are still up 2 scores after the forced turnover.
Now right here, Tarpons just run the ball.
But the trick is, Brian, is that running the ball in that third quarter was negative plays. Yep. So we'll see if they can regain their traction running the football.
Now Coach Sandoval can tell his guys, look, guys, we get 1 score here.
That's pretty much, yeah.
Yes, we're pretty good.
Yeah, 1 score here for the Tarps does a lot to damage the Mustangs. Hughes in the backfield with Mack. And we have a false start on South Lafourche. So the second straight Tarpon drive will start 1st and 15. Tried the trick play and had a false start the last time there. Just a little movement on the right side of the line. First and 15. Mack handed to Hughes, and just not much. Sling him down.
Hughes off the left side.
Maybe got back to the line.
What the Mustangs are doing a better job of, Casey, this second half, they're not allowing Hughes to bounce it to the outside.
It's weird to say about a running back. It's almost like they're putting one of their linebackers and spying them and not letting them jump to the outside. Second and 12, or excuse me, not 12, second and 14. Mack will throw it down the middle of the field. Incomplete. I don't know where the receiver was there. A little miscommunication. And now it'll be third and long for the Tarpons. And, boy, you just feel like there's momentum right now. The guys in the black jerseys are winning a lot more of the snaps than the guys in the white jerseys.
Vanderbilt Catholic, 41.
Terrence is in the slot on the right side of the formation. Figure the Mustangs will try to have him bracketed. Try is the key word. A first down here would allow everybody to kind of exhale a little bit. Mack under pressure. Throws it down the field. He's got a man. Caught! Towards the sidelines. Guess who? Chubby T in the house. And Mack was under pressure. That was a beautiful ball under duress. Terrence gets to midfield, actually around the 47-yard line, and a huge first down.
And Mack staying in that pocket, knowing he's going to get hit, and lays a dime once again.
Would love to see and can't wait for tomorrow morning to see the final stats for Mack and Petrie tonight, putting on an absolute clinic. He did get out of bounds. The clock will stop with 9:54 to go. Hughes. Better job on the inside this time. Push and got about 5. That's more like it if you're the Tarpons. Get 4 or 5 yards, keep that clock moving.
That time Hughes didn't worry about bouncing into the outside. He just went straight up north and south.
Got it to the Assumption 48-yard line. No sense for the Tarpons to be in a hurry here. You're up 2 scores. You're in plus territory. You are back in the driver's seat of this game. Ball on the right hash. Waiting on the snap. Inside handoff to Dre. Dre will be slung down, but he does fall forward. Gets to about the 46. Sorry, Parker.
Yeah, look, good job just off tackle runs and picking up positive yards, and that clock is moving.
That clock is becoming an enemy of the Mustangs. 8:50 and counting. Third down and 4. The Tarpons have a chance to continue to saw some sand out of the hourglass here. If you're just tuning in, it's 41-28 South Lafourche in the fourth quarter. Inside of 9 minutes to go. The Tarpons playing a 3rd and 3 from the Assumption 46. Haven Green closing up the shotgun set. Mack, straight drop, throws it to the sideline. Caught. It's a Tarpon first down. I think that's Baby J on the grab. So Landon Jarvis catches it to the 39-yard line. That is a Golden Motors first down, and that will keep the clock moving.
And a good job by Jarvis. You won't see this in the stats. He caught the ball, turned upfield right away, and staying in bounds.
Tarpons have a chance to go back up 3 scores and really kind of put a stake in the heart of the Mustangs here. This drive was created off of a Tarpon turnover. Assumption was driving. The Tarps pulled the ball out, and now they're on the move. Mack will hand it to Hughes. Better job from the Tarpon offensive line, getting a little surge. Dre gets about 3 or 4. And again, keep that clock grinding down. 7:33 and counting. Scoreboard update brought to you by Patriot Marine Services. E.D. White up 31-21 over Lutcher with 3 minutes to go. So it looks like the Cardinals will get a big win. Second and 7 for South Lafourche here. And you could just feel like an anaconda. The Tarpons are trying to just take all the air out of this game. Mack to the sideline. Jarvis, he caught it. He's pushing towards the sticks. He stays in bounds, I think. I think they're stopping it to move the chains. Jarvis got to about the 28-yard line. I just don't know how you guard that. Because, man, you're playing about 7-8 yards off the ball. He just runs 3-4 yards up the field, turns, and the ball's right there.
That was the first down. You can try and gamble and try and jump that pass.
And guess what's happening?
But if you don't get it, then the next time they can come with a hitch and go and get you.
So it is a Golden Motors first down. The Tarpons are at the 28-yard line, really trying to grab total control here in the middle stages of the fourth quarter. Strong side of the field to the left side of the formation. Inside handoff to Hughes. Nice gain. Might be a house call. Dre Day. Touchdown number 3, and Dravian Hughes. 28 yards to the house. And the Tarpons are going to go a long way now to getting their fourth win. It's 47-28. Back up 3 scores and 6:30 to go.
Wilbert Torino attempting the extra point.
Snap is there. Kick is up. It is good, and the Tarpons are up 20. Let's go ahead and take a 1-minute timeout. When we get back, Assumption now chasing. They're down 48-28. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.
Scoring the fourth quarter. Lutcher 21, E.D. White 31.
So Tarpons have got control. They're up 20 with about 6 minutes to go.
All the way down.
Serrano will kick it, and it is a good kick. Boy, pushing them all the way back to about the 13-yard line, working up the field. Trying to push toward the sideline, and then will get knocked out of bounds. Yeah, good call by the officials. That's number 11 on the return, Jamison. No surprises here, but the crew tonight has been absolutely fantastic. They've been on top of everything today. We've had absolutely no issues. That'll be marked at the 29-yard line.
Oh, bro, you only say that because the Tarpons are winning.
Yep, that's exactly what they're saying right now in the comments.
You know it's coming.
100%. Yeah, no doubt. First and 10. Willoughby with the Mustangs. They got to go quick.
Reverse.
It'll be a reverse. They're going to try to turn the corner. Willoughby out in front blocking, but the Tarpons just string that out. They've tried that several times, and the Tarpons just all over. Joao Araujo there, and it's a gain of just 2 or 3. So a slow developing play, and then it turns into not much.
Bring up a 2nd and 8.
5:53 and counting. Willoughby slings it out to the sidelines, one of them tunnel screens. Tarpons are in position, and they'll get him down, and he will stay in bounds. So good job. Very short game. Boy, I thought it would be a tackle for a loss on the play from Jamison. Jamison did a good job getting a yard or two, but again, he does stay in bounds. Mustangs are trying to hurry up as best as they can. It's just hard for a high school to run a true no-huddle, hurry-up offense. It is 3rd and 7. As Coach Woods dial up some heat. He is. Pressure coming. Arujo hits him as he throws, and it is incomplete. Yair Torres swats it away. Joao Arujo applied the heat, and it falls incomplete. Now it's 4th down, and Assumption's last stand will be coming up here on a 4th and 7. Fourth down and 7 yards. Willoughby has the snap. Flushed out, looking to run. Now he'll throw it as far as he can. Incomplete. There's a late flag. I think that's a lineman down the field.
Yeah.
We'll await the marker. I think it's illegal man downfield. The pass is incomplete. It is, and that's just about going to be a wrap. Tarpons will take over on downs, and it looks increasingly likely that South Lafourche is going to get their 4th win of the season.
Flag is against Assumption, an ineligible man downfield.
Exactly 5 minutes to go in this game.
Is sponsored by Mike Diaz, Police
Parker, we got a listening, Mr. Corey Callais and Miss Christy Callais for listening in. They gave Parker swim lessons.
That's awesome.
They will keep your AC and heating system running smoothly. Thank you, Triple B, for the gold sponsor.
Timeout called.
Assumption.
Timeout, Mustangs.
So we will go ahead and keep it here. We've already gotten to everybody on the sponsor sheet, but want to remind everybody tomorrow you and I are going to be on the road. We're going to Golden Motors, the Trunk or Treat show from 10 to 12. So super excited about that.
We may have our little buddy with us tomorrow. We'll see if he's not too tired.
Yeah. Did he leave any fish in the Gulf for everybody else?
Thank you for your support.
Not really.
Not really, he said. Final score brought to you by Patriot Marine Services. EDY 31, Letcher 21. Great win for the Cardinals.
It game's a little bit closer than what people may have been thinking.
You ain't lying. I heard some EDY people thought that one was going to be lopsided. But a win is a win. Here the Tarpons trying to salt it away. Mack in an empty set. Throw it deep down the field. Oh, my, had him open. That was Jarvis. It just fell incomplete. Had him.
Not quite sure we throwing the ball here.
Score in the 4th quarter. South Terrebonne High School 34, Morgan City 14.
Clock is stopped with 4:55 to go.
I think Dre is saying, hey, Coach Sanamo, I just housed one, man. Let me get a chance for my 4th touchdown. One of the most famous athletes of all time had 4 touchdowns in one game for Polk High. Mack will hand it off to Jarvis. Jarvis will be shoestring tackled.
They're trying to get Jarvis some touches here.
Yep. Vanderbilt is leading 41-9 with 3 minutes left. The Terriers are going to get a big win, stay undefeated.
Hornville 49, Central Lafourche 14.
It's going to be rough for Central Lafourche, man. That East St. John loss really hurt them. .420 and counting. The Tarpons are playing a 3rd and about 9 actually. Mack throws it to the sidelines. It's caught by Terrence. And guess what? He got the first down, and he'll get into the Joe Septic red zone. The kid is unbelievable. I cannot wait for tomorrow morning on the Sports Corner to hear the stats that Petrie has accumulated because he's pushing 200 yards receiving today. The big Golden Motors first down in the Joe Septic red zone, ball right at the 15.
First and 10 on the Mustang 15-yard line.
The only thing that Terrence did wrong, and I say wrong loosely, about the only thing he could have done different is he got out of bounds. But that's okay. Tarpons are in control, 3:46 to go. Jarvis in the backfield. He gets the handoff. Will be slung down after a gain of about 3 or 4.
Terrence Cooper on the right side.
It keeps the clock
Picks up about 3 yards.
moving, 3:20 to go.
Yep.
Tarpon.
Coach Broussard not in any rush to call timeouts. He's down 3 scores. I think Assumption is resigned to their fate tonight. And for the Tarpons, they have a chance to match last season's win total in Week 7. That is always a good thing. Now, if you could keep the streak rolling, next week you have a chance to clinch a non-losing season. The week after that, you have a chance to clinch a winning season. 2nd down and 7. Hughes in the backfield with Mack. Mack will look to throw. He'll throw it in the end zone, and it's caught by Jarvis. I sure felt like they were trying to get him a touchdown, and they do.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's 54-28. Everybody at the table eating today.
Is that a 10-yard, I guess?
13-yard, I believe. Serrano will kick the extra point. Snap is there. Kick is up, and it is good. So the Tarpons add 7 to their lead. Our score is 55-28. 2:38 to go. We'll keep it here because we're approaching the end of this one. How about that Tarpon offense? Without Coach Young, there were all these concerns about communication and all these different questions, and they've got a 55 spot on the board right now.
Look, and Coach Young was confident before the game, saying, look, if these guys, follow the plan, it's there. What he's screaming?
The Tarpons will be kicking it away.
Air Santa Mo.
That's right.
Strikes again.
That's right.
I don't know what he's screaming.
Air Mo, I think he's saying.
Air Mo. There we go.
Put it on a shirt.
People tend to do that.
You could sell a bunch of them in short order down the bayou. There's the kickoff from Serrano. The Mustangs will catch it at the 13. Try to bounce outside and will be slung down at the 30. That is number 11 on the return. That is Jamison. So for the Mustangs, let's see if maybe we got a different quarterback or so in the game. Nope, it's still going to be Willoughby out there.
Jamison on the return. Being up a 1st and 10.
Ball at the 31.
Mustang 31-yard line.
Tarpon defense will retake the field. They do have some reserves out there in the secondary especially. Sling it out to the slant. Or the slant, the slot rather. Breaking tackles, driving near midfield, a good gain. Looks like maybe number 12.
Zion a really good pass.
That was Miles rather on the grab. My apologies.
We just got a text message. Nick Hebert's on top of things.
Yeah.
Scott Sanamo, the only undefeated coach in
Yeah,
South Lafourche history.
and he's averaging 55 points a game. That's going to eat at the head coach for a long time as the Mustangs will try to run an outside run, get across the 50, 35, 30, will be pushed out at the 24. Big gain from number 3 that time, Caleb Davis.
Around the right side.
And I'm sure Coach Scott Sanamo will not let Coach
Right.
B.J. Young
Yeah, the conversation might come up. The Tarpons have an injured player.
25-yard line.
Injury timeout brought to you by Thibodeau Region. That's what you don't want in this situation, is to have any of your key pieces go down. I think it's number 6, Tyrese Edwards, and it looks like maybe just got the wind knocked out of him, but he does appear to have a little pep in his step now as he's walking off the field. Coach Woods will go out and check on Tyrese.
Tyrese Edwards.
Tyrese has played hard tonight. He's done a really good job.
Gunnar Felleries checks in the game for the Tarpons.
Willoughby will be in the gun as Tyrese makes his way off the field. There's the snap. We'll sling it out to the slot again. It's Miles trying to make men miss across the 20, picking through the blockers, and will be stacked up at about the 13. Clock will stop momentarily. The Mustangs trying to get one more score just for some confidence. There's 2 minutes to go.
Complete. It's a big Miles for first down.
They are on the ball. Willoughby trying to get a quick snap. He does. Outside handoff. Tarpons are all over it. Good job. Pretty much no gain there. What the heck? We'll give him a tackle for a loss, brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. Who's 43,
That's
Brian?
Gunnar Felleries.
Gunnar Felleries.
Off the right side, stop for no
Assumption on the ball with that clock running, trying to get a score.
gain.
Running some no huddle. Willoughby with Davis. Willoughby under pressure. Will shoot it down. Incomplete. Batted down by 32 of South Lafourche, Trent Goday.
Clock stopped with 1:23 to go.
Who remember on play-by-play when I said it was going to be a crazy college football week? It's already started. Number 2 has lost. Miami falls to Louisville 24-21 tonight.
Wow.
I just had that feeling. 3rd and 9 here. Willoughby under some pressure, flushed out to the right. Will turn the corner and run inside the 10. He'll get out of bounds at about the 6. He's short of the first down. It will be 4th down and about 2.
Runs out of bounds.
One of the players from Assumption's helmet came off.
Yep,
so he's gonna
Tiago
have to-
Flores, one of the big linemen. 77, Keyshawn Queen will check into the game for him.
Fourth down.
Look, Tarpon's going to win this game, but everybody's got pride. Coach Woods wants his guys to get a stop here on 4th and 2. In fact, he's way outside the coaching box right now, trying to anchor his defense. 4th and 2.
Oh.
Bad snap. Willoughby will pick it up and will try to run, and he'll just go out of bounds. The Tarpons get the stop. It's a tackle for a loss, brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation, and just kind of a microcosm of the night if you're a Mustangs fan. Maybe even a microcosm for the season if you're a Mustangs fan. So the Tarpons will be, I believe, in victory formation.
No. Are you sure?
Air Mo might be
Yeah.
airing it out here. I think this is going to be kneel down and get on the bus. And the clock actually has never even stopped, so technically they don't even need to run a play, I don't believe.
No, they don't. You're right.
Tarpons do have new personnel, new quarterback, new everything, but I don't know that they're going to need to run a play.
Nope.
Coach Sanamo just got the Gatorade bath, and that's a wrap in tonight's ball game. That's always fun when you get that Gatorade shower. Congratulations to the Tarpons, and you got to feel for Coach Scott Sanamo and feel super happy for him. I know it's been a long couple of weeks. Tarpons rally around Coach Sanamo, rally around Coach Young, and get a big win over Assumption. Brian, some final thoughts as the Tarpons get a dub.
Well, look, the Tarpons came in here and they did what they had to do. They controlled the game from start to finish on offense. I mean, you kind of feel for their punter sometimes. He never punts, never gets in the game. But just a great game by the Tarpon offense, the defense. Look, you're going to have to work on some things if you want to advance coming up. But good game by the Tarpons, and get back to work, full staff.
No doubt, BJ is going to be back in the building tomorrow. Everything's going to be hunky-dory for the Tarps, who get a big 55-28 win. Let's put a pin in it. For Luke Plaisance in the studio, Brian Callais to my right, this is Casey Gisclair signing off with the Tarpons getting a big win, taking care of business on the road. Good night, everybody.